In this video, I'm going to show a pipeline inspection use case developed by Critigen inside of SAP Work Manager 6.1, which has spatial capabilities co-developed by SAP and Critigen. This use case is for a field crew that is going out to do pipeline inspections on valves on supply line that collects gas from different wellheads in and around Midland, Texas. So the first thing I want to do to start my day is to find my location on the map. And I do that by clicking the location button in the upper right hand corner. Now that I've determined my location, I can zoom out and see my location relative to the work orders that I have, and I can also use the list button in the upper left to view the work orders that have been assigned to me. And I can click on these to view information about each work order. Now I want to show you some built-in capabilities inside of Work Manager, and one of them is called Near Me. I've set a 7-mile radius to show what work orders are within that 7 miles, and there's one, and I can click on the list button and see the one work order. So now that I've done that, I'm going to turn off Near Me, and I'm going to get driving directions to a specific work order. I zoom in by clicking the pin button, click on that particular work order, and click on the car icon, and Esri calculates the route and gives me turn-by-turn driving directions. At this point, I'm ready to start work. I click on the pin to zoom in, and when I zoom in, I now want to get a complete visual operating picture of what's around me, which includes the assets in the GIS system. So we're pulling in feature services from ArcGIS server, could be from online, and we're pulling in all the feature services, and at this point, I can zoom in and examine any of these feature services. Now what's happened is we pulled in the GIS metadata. So the map is now in the app and you're viewing GIS information inside of Work Manager. And I can click on any one of these assets like a pipe length, or I can click on a T. And at this point I now want to do my valve inspection. So I click on the valve and I see the GIS metadata including measuring points, which is key in this use case. So once I've clicked on the valve, I now want to click on the work order to create my inspection report. So I click on the work order, and when I click on the work order, I click on the arrow, and when I click on the arrow, I get the inspection report. Now I could show other assets such as motors, valves, starters, and other things if they were available inside the GIS system. Now I create my inspection report, and now the crew is guided through the checklist steps, and this information, including the geospatial information, will be saved inside of SAP when I'm done. Now I click through my checklist. These values are coming out of EAM and LAM, so the crew no longer has to memorize the values or write them down. And this means that errors are reduced. Now I'm going to do an inline test. I'm going to inject nitrogen in. My first pop test is at 149. And I have to be within 2% of 150 psi. My next one is at 152 psi. My next test is at 151. And then the following two are at 150 apiece. So it looks like everything's functioning normally. The valve is properly working. And I verified that things are within code tolerance. And I say yes. And at this point, I save the inspection report. It's written back to EAM or LAM. And although Work Manager takes care of the offline capability for the transactional side, Critigen has extended Work Manager to cache these feature services. Now this is the inspection report I just created, and you can see here that all the information has been captured. The error rate is reduced because the system guides the user. The workflow is more efficient because it's map driven. The map is in the app because we used OpenUI to extend Work Manager to do this. I close the inspection report and I'm done.